Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 17, text number 8. Uta Uvacha Chodito Vidurenaivam Vasudeva Katam Prati Prashasyatam Pritimana Maitreyaha Pratyabhashata. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Suta Goswami continued, when Vidura became inspired to hear of the activities of Lord Krishna in his various incarnations, Maitreya, also being inspired and being very pleased with Vidura, began to praise him. Then Maitreya spoke as follows. Purport. Talk of Krishna Katha or topics about Lord Krishna or his incarnation is spiritually so inspiring that the reciter and the hearer are never exhausted. That is the nature of spiritual talks. We have actually seen that one can never become satiated by hearing the conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. Both of them are devotees, and the more Vidura inquires, the more Maitreya is encouraged to speak. A symptom of spiritual talks is that no one feels tired. Thus, upon hearing the questions of Vidura, the great sage Maitreya did not feel disgusted, but rather felt encouraged to speak at greater length. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, all these, what Suta Goswami is narrating, is again a conversation between Maitreya and Vidura. As it is said here, this conversation different conversations that are going on between Vidura and Maitreya, they are so enlightening, enlivening, and cleansing, untiring, ever fresh, that one never gets disgusted when it prolongs, when it drags on, because as it is said here, one question leads to another question from the inquirer, and the answers prompt more questions. In this way, the great sage Maitreya and Vidura's transcendental conversation about the nature of this material world and about the eternal world and the glories of the Supreme Lord, who is the creator of both these worlds. Krishna consciousness katha is not only the katha or the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. Krishna katha means the personal leelas of the Lord, especially with his devotees. Lord's leela with his creation, maintenance, annihilation, and Lord's leelas with his dear devotees. And the Lord's leelas, Krishna katha of Lord's leela, as creating this material world, maintaining this material world, and annihilating this material world, is appreciated in the form of Vaibhava, or the opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Yogeshwara, master of all mystics. Just like when Krishna showed his Vishwarupa to Arjuna, Arjuna was only describing as Yogeshwara, master of all mystics. You are showing the entire existence in your body. You have given his special eyes to see that, because the existence is so vast. How to see that? You need special eyes. So the material existence itself is full of unlimited Shakti, Vaibhavas of his Shaktis. Then there is Krishna katha of personal relationship, loving relationship between Krishna and his devotees. So this Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya is following this instructions of a bhakti yogi. His chitta should always be filled with either the glories of the Supreme Lord's majestic glories, or glories of his majesty as a supreme owner of everything, supreme proprietor of everything, supreme enjoyer of everything. Bhoktara Mejnatapasam Sarvaloka Mahesharam Suhurdam Sarvabhutani, friend of all living entities. Our chittam should be filled, our consciousness should be filled. Chittam means mind, intelligence, and ego. That body is called chittam. Gross body and subtle body. Our mind, intelligence, and ego has got content in it. Ego will have the content of a false ego, I am this body. Then intelligence connected to that. Then feelings, emotions connected to that. So our chittam consists of, it's like a container. Container is chittam. What is contained in it is ego, intelligence, feelings, ego relationships. Is it not? We are always constantly in our mind, we are processing. First, you believe that you are the body, then other person is his body, then that ego is this ego, relationship, this, that. So, our chittam is constantly in this material world. If one is not a devotee, constantly hearing is false I, ahankara, false eyes problems, false eyes, ahankara's bodily person. Ahankara means bodily person. You are not bodily person, you are spirit person. Once you think I am the bodily person, then bodily person story is loaded in your chittam. Concerns of the bodily person. Bodily persons who are eating, sleeping, mating, defending relationship, power, fame, love. So our chittam is packed with all these things as karmis. Just focus on the content. So what does this? If we had to become a bhakti yogi, our content 24 hours, it's a simple process of self-realization. Content is provided in the form of incarnation. Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada has spoken about the glories of the holy name, glories of the Supreme Lord. Bhaktivedanta purports, practically unlimited, always available for putting it as a content of our chittam. Now you are chosen to put what I speak as content in your chittam. Just like in a computer, you give input and the computer will process and will give you output. Is it not? Our chittam is like that. Now you put Krishna Katha in it, your chittam will process. Process is what? Thinking, feeling, willing. Churning process. If you put in your chittam a movie, then it will be processing that movie. If you put Krishna Katha, the absolute movie, absolute reality, from which all these are imitation movies. So you put that into this chittam, then chittam will process that. Then what happens? Automatically, because the content itself is conscious content, chinmaya vastu, it will awaken my shuddha chitta. In all other contents, we are just putting life into it. Intrinsically, it has no life. But if you hear Krishna Katha, intrinsically it's not different from Krishna. So it goes into our chittam and it purifies our consciousness. So what is all that we are doing in Krishna consciousness? What is it about self-realization? Self-realization is nothing but 24 hours putting Chinmaya Shabda, Chinmaya stories, Katha, Krishna Katha into our consciousness. And that is how Prabhupada has designed our Krishna consciousness, daily life. So one thing, the Vaibhavas, the glories, of his greatness, Krishna's greatness. Another kind is Krishna's leela of loving relationship, greatness of his love, greatness of his majesty, infiniteness of his majestic creation, majestic powers. God, no one equal to or greater than him. Thoughts of that, or thoughts of unconditional nature of his love for the living entities. There's a lot to analyze also, even in the loving pastimes. Nature of Krishna's unconditional love, unconditional compassion, his unconditional kindness. All that is required to be appreciated. Just like somebody shows kindness to you so much, you appreciate that person. So hearing these leelas, not simply hearing, after hearing you contemplate. As I said, whatever you put there, it will process. So you will be enamored with this person, Krishna, all attractive Krishna. So only by hearing Krishna Katha, one can get attracted to Krishna. Without hearing about Krishna, one cannot get attracted to Krishna because you do not know his glories. You do not know what kind of a person he is. You do not know what is the nature of his love. You will not know. So always the bhakti begins with Shravanam, then Kirtanam. You repeat, contemplate, you understand, and you contemplate. If you have to do Kirtanam, you have to have appreciation of what you have heard. Is it not? When you hear something, then you get appreciation, then that appreciation you do Kirtana. Then Smaranam. Thinking constantly of this wonderful person, Krishna. Or the third kind of thing is about the mind, our chittam be completely involved in serving this wonderful person. Archanam, Dasyam, Vandanam. So the mind is, our chittam should be always, there is no dearth of material to fill our chittam with absolute things. Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, more than 2000 lectures of Prabhupada. So that's all is required, our time management. Put this into our thing and then get inspired and preach Krishna consciousness. Use your mind to think about how to preach Krishna consciousness, how to work for Krishna, everything. Then that already the person is already self-realized. If you are able to do 24 hours. So that's why sadhana bhakti is a regulated way in which we ensure, because mind goes here and there, we ensure that this Shravanam Kirtanam happens. This input to my chittam is always transcendental. Devotee from sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti, by practice, he is regulated so that there is no option left to his mind to go away from that. Every day he has to hear Bhagavatam class. Sadhana, every day he'll ensure that 16 rounds are chanted. Archanam, every day he sees that deity worship is done, is before the deities, Kirtan, Mangalarti. So one, by regulation, one either spontaneously or by regulation. But you leave it to spontaneity, mind will just take off. Because mind is not pure. When the mind is fully attracted to Krishna, then spontaneity is okay. How you connect yourself with Krishna 24 hours, you will spontaneously do it when you are attracted to Krishna. But that state we should not imitate, that I am spontaneously attracted to Krishna. So one has to regulate, create a system by which he make sure that his 24 hours is somehow always filled with Krishna Katha. So in other words, we have to discipline our life. If we don't discipline our life, even in the simple thing about, okay, at least let me not give my chittam, consciousness to anything else other than chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Starts with that. 1 round, 4 round, 8 rounds, 16 rounds. Krishna's energies, internal energy will facilitate the devotees by providing opportunity, providing time, relieving the person of material problems, so that the devotee can spend more time in hearing his katha. One of the biggest constraint is what? In the material world is time. I have no time. One should be determined to find time. Nittle by nittle. 24 hours, Maya has conquered your time, captured your time. How do you capture? How do you defeat Maya? Capture the time back. Nittle. Half an hour a day, 1 hour a day. Like that, go up to 24 hours. You captured Maya. For devotee, there is no time for frivolous activities. Frivolous means, sometimes, this is harmless. What harmless? Either there are only 2 stuffs. Maya stuff or Krishna stuff. The so-called harmless is also Maya. Frivolous activities. So how do we save our soul? Life after life, life after life, life after life, body after body. This drama is going on. What is my real life? Where is my Nitya Bandhu? Where is my eternal love? Where is my eternal shelter? Where is my eternal peace? Life after life, do we have to be tortured like this? By the three modes of material nature. Adhyatmik, Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, Kleshas. Solution is given. Start from where you are. Start infusing Krishna Katha, which includes chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's all. The whole process is that. The whole process is about content replacement. You don't have to learn how your mind works, how your intelligence works, how your senses work, all those things. They work whether you put this content or that content. They anyway will work. Just like you have an activity, you have a task to please Krishna, or your task to please your ahankara, to satisfy your ahankara. Your entire system will work. You don't have to know how it works. You don't need that jnana. Even if you know all that jnana, there are so many yogis, they all know that jnana, exactly how the mind works and intelligence work, control the senses, all the jnanis. But they don't have content. If you content, what is the use? So the key thing is, if you want to transform our life, we have to control what we put into our system. Shravanam. Very simple logic. To maintain good health, will you eat anything? If somebody gives you a little sand and push it in your mouth, will you take it? No, I cannot digest. You'll throw it. You'll fight, isn't it? Or even something is very sweet. Give you 20 rasgullas. Will you eat? Tongue may want to eat, but you are not only tongue. You are so many other parts of the body also. They will all go crazy. Tongue will take 20 rasgullas. Something else will be happening here. So, we are, see, man is said to be civilized. Therefore, when a vegetarian is said to be more civilized because he controls what he eats. I don't want to eat meat. I don't want to eat meat. A devotee is even more civilized. I don't want to eat anything other than prasadam. Now see what happens. What you eat goes into your system. Now we are on the bodily platform, analyzing. You put something in your body. So far we were talking about putting something in your chittam. Chittam is like another subtle body stomach. Okay, whatever you put there, that will also process. So you take food and put in the stomach. And it breaks down, processes everything, and then finally it will supply energy for your body, keeps your body healthy. Is it not? So we have all good realization that if I, instead of water, if I drink kerosene, what will happen? I have full realization. So we won't. We are very selective of what we put in our mouth. Yes or no? Don't take for granted. There is a lot of intelligence, training, everything. Otherwise, if you do not know, you will put kerosene. It happens. Accidentally, it happens. Sometimes you will think this is juice or something. After you put, you will realize. In other words, See the parallel. We are so sensitive about action and reaction with respect to what we put in our stomach. Our chittam is a subtle body's stomach. We are very careless there. Freely think what we want. Put into it what we want. By reading, by hearing, by association, put all those things. And then we try to control our consciousness. Consciousness cannot be controlled except through content. So consciousness content management is Krishna consciousness sadhana management. Just like you put on food, immediately it has its value, calorific value, how much protein, carbohydrate, fat, how much vitamins, what is there, that is absorbed in the body, is it not? In the same way, a purity of my chittam, of my consciousness purity, depends on the value of the things that goes inside my mind. Just common sense understanding. So Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you are putting this into your chittam by hearing, it is, what is it? What is the value of it? It's like a bomb. Bomb usually has a negative connotation. It destroys something, right? So this Hare, Krishna and Rama, three sounds, we'll call it, suppose there was a bomb. There's an old building there. And this bomb has got very special capacity. You throw it and you desire a new kind of building should come there. The speed with which the building was destroyed, it will create the new building also. That is Hare, Krishna and Rama. This kind of bomb it is. Three words. All the crazy buildings that we have built in our chittam, our so-called ambitions and so-called pleasure beliefs and, so many structures we have created, Asat, Achit, Dhananda, structures in our consciousness is there. That is what is driving us towards action. That is driving us towards chasing after Sat, Chit and Ananda. What does Hare, Krishna and Rama bomb do? It destroys all Asat, Achit and Nirananda. Not only this life, so many lives, what we have accumulated in our chittam. Chittam, not only conscious mind, it involves subconscious mind also. Conscious mind is only a small surface. So chittam is very deep. Chittam, just like this outer appearance of this body is a very small part of the body, isn't it? Inside there are blood vessels, nerves, there is a kidney, lung, so many parts are there, so many things are going on inside. What you see is only a very small part, right? Similarly, our conscious mind, conscious chittam, is only a very small part. Inside, just like the whole mechanism, inside is our chittam, so much of contamination is there. So therefore it said this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This is come now in Kali Yuga from the spiritual world as a very special capsule. And the capsule is in 16 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if you have some problem in your body, if something is shortage, B12 capsule you take. Right? Anything shortage you get. So our consciousness is shortage of Krishna consciousness. On each bead, one capsule, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Our Acharya therefore said it is a aushadhi. Aushadhi to purify my chittam. I take ordinary tablets for this body to cure, aushadhi to cure some bodily ailment, not functioning properly. Now my chittam is not functioning properly in its natural state as a servant of Krishna. So this aushadhi, it acts as an aushadhi. So also, entire Bhagavatam Krita. For instance, here it is said that there is no end, you don't feel tired at all. I'll give you one example of that. Each of us can actually practice. You take Prabhupada Veda base. Take one topic for searching. Put search. Then there's no end. You go on about 200, 300, 5 times, sometimes 3,000 hits will come. Type super soul. 3,000 hits, endless, going on. How many varieties of ways in which Prabhupada is explaining super soul. Isn't it? So you hear all that. All your asat, everything will go away. Krishna Katha. Constant occupation. Full concentration. If you try to read something, you may sleep. But if you are searching something, only one para you are reading. Then what is next? Just like this same tendency of the mind, curiosity, what is next? What is next? That is utilized by Google to give you reels, one after the other, one after the other. We should ask, what is next, Krishna? What is next? What does Prabhupada say next? So technology is very useful for us also, if you want to utilize it properly. Very helpful. So this technology can be, our mobiles can be used to constantly put nonsense into our chittam. If you put nonsense into your chittam, what will happen? Your consciousness will get affected. Body will get, you put something in your body will get stomach ache, or this, that's a poisoning, food poisoning, all kind of things happen, right? So similarly, by putting certain kind of things into our chittam, we are poisoning our chittam. So if we really interested in our real spiritual growth, we should work in this, like working in eating and going to gym and all, how you take care of your body. Same thing, our chittam should be taken care. What to do, what not to do. What to feed the mind with. The example I gave, because it helps. Can I have control over my mind as much as control I have over what I put into my mouth as a food? Do I have a control? Do I regulate what I see? What should I hear? What should I smell? What should I taste? What should I read? What visuals I should feed into my mind? So if we are very careful in that, taking care of our spiritual health, then quickly our consciousness will change, realizations will come. That's why it's a Nityam Bhagavata Sevya, every day hearing Srimad Bhagavata. Every day seeing the deity forms, carrying the impression of the deity form in your heart. Feeding your soul with 16 rounds of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now you see again, chanting and not hearing means what? You're not feeding your chittam. You're chanting, but it's not going inside. Any questions? Like yesterday we watched the drama Vishwambara. Nobody wanted it to end. We could be sitting there hours together. What next? Where did Lord Chaitanya go next? What next? What next? What next? That is the nature of Krishna Katha. See, there is Shakti. The content has got Shakti. It is not like watching any other drama. It is all Chinmaya Shakti. Anything related to the Lord is Chinmaya Shakti. Chinmaya means Chitt Vastu. Chinmaya. You are Chinmaya. Consciousness needs Chinmaya touch. In a Karmi novel you read, your Chittam is reading that, but it has no consciousness input into it. Because it itself is dead, it's unconscious. Krishna Shabda, it's not unconscious, it's infinite consciousness. It goes inside, it feeds our consciousness. Plastic potato, if you put inside your stomach, you will not get what potato gives, right? So similarly, all this Gramya Katha, these movies, everything, they're all like a imitation of Krishna Katha. Perverted reflection.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Prabhu, you have mentioned today the Krishna Katha. If you can help me to understand Krishna Katha and Krishna conscious philosophy. Little more detail if you can. There's a Krishna Katha and Krishna conscious philosophy. Is it the same or is there a difference?
It's the same. As I told you, philosophy of Krishna consciousness is tattva. You are associating with tattva, the principles, knowledge, jnana, transcendental knowledge. Then there is Krishna Katha of two types, is Aishwarya and Madhurya Katha, where you start appreciating the infinite greatness of His majesty and His sweetness. Then there is fourth one, which is, I said, thinking of preaching Krishna consciousness. Your organization, whom I should go, where I should do today's service, whom I shall liberate Lakshmi from, etc. That is also Krishna Katha. So Prabhupada has given all kinds, in other words, filling our mind with Krishna. There should be, according to one's different, once one understands the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, there is nothing much in tattva. Tattva is not forever to be known. Right? But leela is forever to be known. There is no end. Tattva, once you understand, understood. Philosophy. Leela is ever expanding. Unless tattva you want to go on speculating. Speculating is not Krishna. It is not Krishna Katha. Mental speculation. Meditation on the spiritual truths as revealed. That is mind applied in jnana, divya jnana, which is not speculation. Any other question?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, we have a question from online devotees.
Yeah.
How do meditation and chanting actually change my mind?
How do meditation and chanting change our mind? When an iron piece is put in the fire, there is transfer of heat from the fire to the iron. Therefore, the iron gets warmer, 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 hot. Finally, it becomes red hot. Iron has been transformed into fire. So, chanting transforms. Our mind becomes red hot. And what is this equivalent of this heat? Equivalent of this heat is the Sattva energy, Chitta energy and Ananda energy. The Krishna Katha, Krishna Nama is a reservoir of existence, knowledge and bliss. Power, knowledge and bliss. It is Surya of Satchidananda. So how it transforms? By association. The secret is to facilitate that association. You don't have to do anything. Don't have to do analyze, nothing. You just have to hear. You don't have to think even. This sound is Krishna. You don't have to think, provided you hear. Prabhupada says, automatically it will come, this sound is Krishna. This sound is the Supreme Lord. How it will come? From the sound. The sound will speak into you that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is called transfer of Sattva, Chitta and Ananda. It's a highly dynamic thing. You are putting almost, you are sending inside the Krishna who is of infinite consciousness into your mind, into your Chittam. So that is how it gets transformed. So transformation happens in our Bhakti Yoga process, not by your jnanic realization. Jnanic realization, how your mind works, how your body works, by understanding how your body works, you can do some repair. Knowing how your mind works, there's a very limited knowledge. Means that kind of knowledge can only, give limited benefit. But this is awakening of our consciousness. Automatically the mind will get attached to the sweetness, the higher taste of Krishna Katha. The answer is, it is by association. Ordinary sound you put, it's not a fire. You put Krishna in your heart, it is fire of Satchidananda. Chinmaya Shabda. Any other question? Here.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So you have told two very powerful techniques. One is to fight Maya. One is that we feel our chittam with by searching in Vedas. That is one by searching in Vedas any topic. So that you have told, and another is by chanting. That is the capsule. So also, Prabhu, like as a devotee, throughout the day we get lot of content, Krishna conscious content by reading or through our sadhana process also. Now, once you had mentioned about one process called 4-hour process, 4-hour process to feel our chittam and to absorb.
Yes.
So, how, if you can explain a little bit about that, Prabhu, like how to absorb?
Yeah, this is important. How to bring about a very regulated way through a process transformation. Anything repeatedly you hear, that is a secret to change something old. So, 4 processes you should do. Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam, Anushilanam. Shravanam, yes. Mananam, M. Dhyanam, D. Anushilanam, A. So this is called SMDA technique. SMDA practice. Say now you want to change your perception of something. Then first you have to hear what is the true perception by Shravanam. That means what does Guru, Sadhu and Shastra say? Okay? You have to write that down here. You get an understanding. To deepen that understanding, the various intellectual ways of understanding it, that how it is truth. That is Mananam. That means the mind is running, mind is churning. You get one realization, intellectually something strikes you. You leave it, it will go away. But if you go on, have a conscious process to go on repeating it. Every day reminding yourself that realization. It goes into your system as a truth. Your old perception changes into new perception. How you see things will change. And then Dhyanam. Dhyanam is when you put, one is about the truth. What is your relationship with that truth? Where you put I and mine. You bring that thing, that perception as applicable to you. That means you are emotionalizing that perception. That perception may be perception of an object, or perception of a person, or perception of a situation. A situation, this material world is a situation. What the jivas are doing, philosophically also if you take. Our perception, the devotee's perception of what is this material world transforms. By hearing about it, knowing the truth, what Guru, Sadhu and Shastra says, what this material world is, what the living entities are doing, etc., all those things. You take one by one and change your perception. Then, your feeling, we project our feeling towards some object, towards some person, towards some situation which is a combination of person and objects. We have perception towards activities. And then it becomes complete realization when you practice it by action. That is called Anushilanam. Practice that new perception. Don't see the way in which you used to see before. If your complete seeing of something has to change, transform into a new perception, a Krishna conscious perception, a perception as per Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. Simple thing, you are not the body, I am not the body, I see people as bodies. This is default perception from childhood. Why it has gone so deep into it? Because we have practiced SMDA technique throughout our life. I am the body. Now you have to do the reverse process. Everybody is born, Maya arrangement is such that the child doesn't get realized. Child is only thinking that I am the body, no harm. But when he meets a spiritual master, second birth, his perception starts changing. I am not the body. Duja, he becomes second born. Second birth he gets. So his perception changes who I am. I am no longer the body. So, for instance, now you see, we practice devotional service, which is contrary to fruitive activities, sense gratification. Man works for either sense gratification, fruitive activities, normal, by default in this material world. That's called karma. Now we work for devotion service for pleasing Krishna. That means we do not want to act for the body. We want to use the body to serve Krishna. Slowly the bodily concept, anushilanam, by practice of regulated devotional service, sadhana bhakti, we can come out of our bodily concept. But you can accelerate it if you add, we should start with shravanam, contemplation, shravanam, hearing, then mananam, intellectual contemplation. Mananam is intellectual contemplation. Dhyanam is emotional contemplation. Anushilanam is acting in accordance with that intelligence and emotion. Feeling. We changed. Everything. How I used to look at something is completely changed now. We are already practicing this in so many ways. Some things are easy, some things are difficult. Before coming to Krishna consciousness, if something was very attractive to us, suppose you are a non-vegetarian eater and attached to something, how the transformations happened. Your perception has changed. The way you see, you will feel. The way you feel, you will behave. So if our action has to change, way we feel should change. If the way we feel towards something has to change, the way we see has to change. So that is in short. This earlier I used to call that as 4R method. Means in this you have to repeat, 4 repetition. Read, reflect, something. Anyway, now I found this verse in the Upanishads. Which one? Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam, Anushilanam. That is how a sadhaka changes his consciousness. Virendra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.